On the news tonight, President Tinubu signs 4 tax reform bills into law. New tax regime begins January 2026. INEC set August 16, 2025 for by-elections in 16 constituencies. Court sentences Timileyin Ajayi to death for killing girlfriend Salome Adaidu. On the foreign scene, defiant Khamenei says Iran will never surrender to the United States. Good evening. This is News at 7 on Western Spring Television. My name is Damilola Raphael. President Bola Tinubu has signed the 4 tax reform bills recently passed by the National Assembly into law. The short ceremony, which took place at the presidential villa this afternoon, was attended by the leadership of the National Assembly and some legislators, governors, ministers, and aides of the president. The 4 bills, the Nigeria Tax Bill, the Nigeria Tax Administration Bill, the Nigeria Revenue Service Establishment Bill, and the Joint Revenue Board Establishment Bill were passed by the National Assembly after extensive consultations with various interest groups and stakeholders. According to the presidency, the new tax laws will significantly transform tax administration in the country, leading to increased revenue generation, improved business environment, and a boost in domestic and foreign investments. Speaking after the signing ceremony, the chairman of the Presidential Fiscal Policy and Tax Reforms Committee, Taiwo Oyedele, said contrary to public opinion, the new laws will reduce the tax burden on the common people. On his part, the chairman of the Federal Inland Revenue Service, FIRS, Zach Adedeji, said the new tax regime would begin on January 1, 2026.
We see the potential of the country and what was possible, but we're being held down by oaths, by laws that were anti-businesses, that were counterproductive all over the place. And having the courage to bring all of it together and put that reform through at this time is truly, truly commendable. And I'd like to say congratulations to all Nigerians. Now, these reforms are not about raising more taxes. I think people get it wrong. A lot of people, including analysts and commentators, will say, oh, where are they going to get the more taxes from? Nigerians are poor. This is exactly trying to relieve people of the burden of taxes. These tax laws, they are now laws, are pro-poor in particular. More than 1/3 of workers in both the private and public sector will now be exempted completely from PAYE. They will not have to pay personal income tax. Small businesses, over 90% of small and micro nano businesses will no longer have to worry about paying corporate income tax or charging VAT or even deducting withholding tax or paying PAYE for their employees. What this means is that there will be more money in the hands of the ordinary Nigerian to take care of their daily needs. In addition to that, these laws also provide what we call zero rate of VAT on essential consumption. What does it mean? It means any traces of VAT in food, in education, in medical and health care is now removed completely. So we should see prices of those items come down. In addition to that, transportation, accommodation and housing is exempt from VAT. Our analysis, which was very clear, is that these items collectively account for more than 80% of where Nigerians spend their money. That's a huge relief for them. We also have provisions in those laws to help us improve efficiency. Efficiency in how we collect taxes and also efficiency in the transparency of reporting the taxes we collect.
Moving on, President Bola Tinubu has declined to sign the National Drug Law Enforcement Agency Bill 2025 into law. The president's decision not to sign the bill passed by both chambers of the National Assembly was contained in a letter read in the Green Chamber on Thursday during plenary. The president, citing Section 58, subsection 4 of the 1999 Constitution as amended, explained that the proposed law seeks to empower the NDLEA to retain a portion of the proceeds from drug-related crimes a move, he said, contradicts existing financial regulations. The president maintains there was no compelling reason to alter a process designed to uphold accountability through executive and legislative oversight. Turning to politics, the Independent National Electoral Commission, INEC, has scheduled a series of by-elections for Saturday, August 16, to fill vacant seats in the national and state assemblies across 12 states. INEC Chairman Professor Mahmoud Yakubu made the announcement during a meeting with political party leaders in Abuja today. He explained that the vacancies arose from resignations, deaths, and court-ordered annulments. He noted that the elections involved 2 senatorial districts, 5 federal constituencies, and 9 state assembly seats. The electoral umpire boss disclosed that the commission would deploy 30,451 officials to conduct the polls, which will cover 3,553,659 registered voters across 32 local government areas, 356 wards, and 6,987 polling units. However, INEC confirmed that by-elections will not be conducted in 2 state constituencies, Kana 2 in Rivers State, due to a state of emergency, and Talata Mafara South in Zamfara State, which is subject to ongoing legal proceedings. In the courts, the Federal High Court in Abuja has fixed September 22 for the hearing in suit on the authentic National Secretary of the People's Democratic Party, PDP. The presiding judge, Justice Mohammed Umar, fixed the date for a definite hearing of all motions against the suit filed by the embattled National Secretary, Samuel Anyanwu, based on the agreement of the parties. The matter, which was coming before Justice Umar for the first time, had earlier been fixed for judgment by Justice Inyang Ekwo before the plaintiff wrote an application for amendment of his original process. Senator Anyanwu had originally sued the Independent National Electoral Commission, INEC, and the acting national chairman of PDP, Umar Damagum, as first and second defendants. In the ex parte application, Anyanwu, through his lawyer, Ken Njemanze, SAN, had praised the court for an order of interim injunction restraining INEC from accepting, acting on, or giving effect to any correspondence from the PDP not signed by him pending the hearing and determination of the motion and notice for interlocutory injunction. In the meantime, the High Court in Lafia, Nasarawa State, has sentenced Oluwatimileyin Ajayi, the suspected killer of the National Youth Service Corps member Salome Adaidu, to death by hanging. Justice Simon Aboki, who handed down the judgment, found Ajayi guilty of killing and dismembering Adaidu. He had been charged with 1 count of culpable homicide contrary to Section 221 of the Penal Code of Northern Nigeria and punishable by death. The 32-year-old had been apprehended for the murder of his girlfriend, Adaidu, a 24-year-old member of the National Youth Service Corps, NYSC, who served at Nikon Insurance in the nation's capital, Abuja, before her death. Salome was murdered when she visited the suspect at his house in the Papalano axis at New Kashi in the Karu local government area of the state. Ajayi was arrested on January 12 while allegedly trying to dispose of the head of Salome after killing her and dismembering her body parts when she visited him at his house. To the National Assembly, the Senate has confirmed several nominees appointed by President Bola Tinubu to serve on the boards of regional development commissions across the country. Among the confirmed nominees is Chibudom Umuche, a former Deputy Speaker of the House of Representatives, who will serve as chairman of the newly established South Development Commission. Osara Ofiong Akpabio from Akwa Ibom State was also confirmed as the managing director of the commission. The Senate also confirmed Olubunmi Adetumbi as chairman of the Southwest Development Commission and Cosmas Atiga as chairman of the North Central Development Commission. Additionally, Thompson Oludare was confirmed as managing director and Kabio Katata as executive director of the Nigeria Deposit Insurance Corporation, NDIC. However, Tijani Kaura, nominated to represent the Northwest in one of the commissions, was not confirmed. The Senate committee reported that Kaura neither submitted the required document nor appeared for screening, although not disqualified outright.
Will the Senate confirm the nomination of the underlisted persons as chairman Managing Director, and members of the Southwest Development Commission. Number 1, Senator Olubunmi Adetumbi, Chairman. Dr. Charles Akanji Akinola, Managing Director. Honorable Bolaji Idris Ario, Member. Mr. Joseph Akin Olugbenga Oluronshola, Member. Honorable Scholastica Olanike Omowarari, Member. Mr. Olu Muiwa Timothy Ola Bintan, Member. Dr. Adewile Olayinde Martins, Member. Honorable Dr. Ibrahim Adeniyi Olaifa, Member. Honorable Kabiru Adola Kwaya, Member. Right Real Admiral Abdul Biu Adamu, Member. Mr. Akinola Fagbemi Benjamin, Member. Honorable Dr. Okoha Onyekwere Michael, Member. Engineer Hanacho Allwell Ohole, Member. Mr. Olusegun Joshua Olufehinti, ED Project. Mr. Tele Ogunjobi, ED Finance. Honorable Ade Fumilayo Tejosu, ED Corporate Services. Mr. Ibikunle Bayonle Fatai, ED Community Environmental Development. Alhaji Latif Oladimeji Ajijola, ED Social and Human Capital Development. Those in favor, please say aye. Those against, say nay. The ayes have it.
In the Green Chambers, the House of Representatives has mandated its committees on public assets and procurement to investigate allegations of corruption against the Nigeria Police Force, ranging from illegal sale of national assets to diversion of public funds. The resolution of the House followed the adoption of a motion of urgent public importance sponsored by Abia lawmaker Ibe Osunwa and 3 others during today's plenary. Drumming support for the motion, Honorable Osunwa expressed worry over multiple allegations against the police involving abuse of office and unprofessional conduct. The House also expressed concern that recent allegations of abuse of office, lack of due process, and corruption in the Nigeria Police Force threaten the credibility, operational efficiency, and national security objectives of the force.
That the Nigerian Police Force's Procurement Department reportedly awarded a contract worth 6 billion naira to Crown Nature's Nigeria Limited by splitting it into 66 separate contracts in a deliberate attempt to circumvent the Public Procurement Act of 2007, particularly in the procurement of the police's uniforms, as reported by investigative media platforms that also include such as Sahara Reporters. The House is disturbed by the reported sale of critical national security assets, including Garki Police Barracks in Abuja, the Falomo Police Barracks in Lagos, and Bompai Barracks in Kano, to private individuals closely linked with Exim Realty Company Limited, without due process or required approvals from the Infrastructure Concession Regulatory Commission, Ministry of Police Affairs, or the Federal Executive Council, and in total disregard of the PPP regulation guides. The House is worried that various contracts under the 2024 budget, running into tens of billions of naira, have been alleged to have been awarded by the Nigerian Police Force without compliance with statutory procurement processes, including the Federal Executive Council's approval, Ministerial Tenders Board vetting, and Bureau of Public Procurement.
In another development, President Bola Tinubu has said civil servants are not just the backbone of an effective administration across borders, but are the essence of it all. President Tinubu stated this during the International Civil Service Conference 2025 in Abuja this afternoon. The president noted that civil servants are the vehicles through which the government delivers economic goods to the people.
And the civil service structure is there as the fountain of knowledge and reservoir to bring the future together for a country such as ours. The maiden conference today with the theme Rejuvenate, Innovate, and Accelerate is timely, apt, and compelling. It captures our collective ambition to reimagine and reposition the civil service. In today's rapid evolving world of technology, innovation remains critical in ensuring that the civil service is dynamic, digital, ethical, and globally competitive institution. An innovative civil service ensures that we meet today's needs and overcome tomorrow's challenges. Civil servants, here you are. You are not just the backbone of effective administration across borders, but you are the essence of it all. Your role as the quiet architect of stability, innovation, and public trust is invaluable. You as the vehicle through which the government delivers public goods has steered us through economic cycles, constitutional transitions, and social democratic consolidation.
Broadcasting has been described as a craft that can retain relevance if only broadcasters and other stakeholders would put in the work. This is as broadcasters from across Osun State on Wednesday gathered at a seminar organized by the Association of Nigerian Broadcasters, AMBROAD, Osun State chapter, with the theme, The Hope of Broadcasting and Broadcast Business and the Face of Social Media. Lydia Adegbaju completes the story.
With the emergence of social media, the relevance of broadcasting has been seen by many as one that is news or entertainment content. It is against this background that the Association of Nigerian Broadcasters, AMBROAD Osun State chapter, held a seminar to discuss the hope of broadcasting and broadcast business in the face of social media. The event gathered broadcasters from across Osun State to share knowledge. In his keynote lecture, Dr. Aderemi Adiagbo from Osun State Polytechnic Ire stressed the importance and relevance of radio and television, especially when it comes to originality and reliability as against social media. Dr. Adiagbo, however, urged members to hone their skills in whatever area of specialization and shun the idea of jack of all trades.
What we need to do is to pick an area, to specialize in an area, because jack of all trades is master of none. You need three major things. One of it is originality. You have to be original. If you pick an area like this, you have to be original. Original means that you are bringing something that is your own.
Also, instead of antagonizing social media, Dr. Adiagbo stressed the need to incorporate it and exploit its advantages to better the broadcasting craft.
So how do you now make use of this? It is an opportunity for us. We shouldn't see it as a challenge, as something, as a plug in the wheel of progress to our society, as a broadcast businessmen and women. We should embrace it. That is it. If you don't embrace it, you will just remain at the back. So you have to equally embrace it and adopt it.
Director of Advertising Regulatory Council of Nigeria, Arcon Osun State, Mrs. Asanat Tawheed, on her part, stated that broadcast media would continue to maintain relevance, especially in areas where social media cannot reach.
Sometimes when they talk about radio, that the radio is phasing out, television is phasing out, there are some places most especially the rural area. Those people don't have the access because somebody was saying that the Android has covered a lot of things. There are some places that this Android phone, people don't make use of Android phones. I will tell you for free. Because I'm from a rural area, let's forget about the city life of a thing. The last time I visited home, there are some areas that does not have electricity, doesn't have light. It does not have electricity to power this thing.
Meanwhile, the national president abroad, Abdulgani Razak, also known as Mr. GRA, in his address, highlighted ways broadcasters can hone their skills by discovering and harnessing their uniqueness.
God created you and I with different traits. Once you have known the traits that God has deposited in you, you will now know how to harness it, how to make it real, how to make good out of the talent that God has given you.
Earlier in his remarks, the governor of the Association of Nigerian Broadcasters, Osun State Chapter, Mr. Akintunde Oyelade, also known as Orolomo, lauded the good works of members of the association in contributing to the growth of broadcasting in the state.
Thank you for your presence, your passion, and your continued dedication to the growth of broadcasting in Osun State and Nigeria at large. You are most all welcome.
In their contributions, the general manager, Unique FM, Otumba Jare Ayo Martins, encouraged innovations and humility among broadcasters, urging them to shun envy, while Dr. Olushola Ajala, the director of programs Fresh FM Oshogbo, urged collaboration amongst AMBROD members to ensure growth of the association and its members. On his part, the head of station, Rave 91.7 FM, Mr. Peter Agbeshimi, in our growth.
When everybody is speaking English, I need to stand out. So one of those things you need to think about is, how do you start? You begin to talk like God. You begin to behave as if you are the alpha and omega of broadcasting. Cheap arrogance. Let us be humble.
My skill, your skill is more important. But the thing is, are we using that skill collaboratively? You pardon that word. Are we? The answer is no. So you must, in your line of business, being an independent broadcaster, do all you can to get trained properly so that whatever we are mentioning, when you run foul of the law, you will not say, Shebi, so and so person is doing it.
The seminar later moved into a panel session where